Is it on here? Or is it just me? No, I am not alone. I have gotten countless text calls and my clients and my phone calls of many of my students asking, what is going on? I feel this tension and energy. I feel this hyper awareness and sensitivity, and I'm not sure how to navigate it, especially as an intuitive, empathic person. Well, today, we are talking eclipse energy, baby, because we are in the season of eclipse. Eclipse energy is incredibly powerful. When eclipses happen, they obscure the sun. And the sun in esoteric is the masculine. It is the rational. It is what spreads light and brings to consciousness the feminine, the lunar. It excavates what we don't see. And as sensitive, intuitive beings, it as a collective brings a hyper awareness. And right now, we are in the birth canal of change. And we can see this all over. Our consciousness is raising. We're becoming more engaged. We're becoming more sensitive and really realizing that we are inherently linked as one spirit, a collective consciousness. So first, I want you to bring to mind for yourself, as you just pause and even start to use your intuition. What is the nature of your relationships right now? Right now, what is your body? What is your scanner? What is this hyper awareness that's starting to show up that is excavating parts, whether that's patterns, behaviors, dynamics in relationships, whatever that haven't come to light. Now, this doesn't necessarily need to be negative. This doesn't necessarily need to be the skeleton in the closet that blows up your life. If we are in balance and in harmony, meaning our right and left are the masculine, the feminine, which are just energies and polarities. If we're in balance, then we really, all of those things that start to surface help to show us that we are in balance, that our partnership feel good, that we feel this equilibrium. You know, eclipse energy really can be energizing energy. It can be energizing. So depending on where you have putting your attention, where your intention is, how you even start to become aware, to become conscious of this energy that's around you, you can use this energy very intentionally to direct and manifest. It is like the most rich soils in the whole wide world. But if we are not aware of all of this energy that's coming at us, then it can feel incredibly overwhelming. You know, like I said, eclipses show us where the imbalances are. And this brings to mind the point of karma. Now, when we think of karma, often in our like a Western tradition, karma is, retribution in one way or another. Oh, that's the karma that she deserved. Oh, I can't wait for her to get her karma. Oh, no, stop. That is a misunderstanding of the word karma. Karma, in a very simple way, is related to action. What are the seeds that you plant today that sprout tomorrow? Things are constantly in ebb and flow. So our karma is the harvest that we reap. So have we been a good farmer? Have we been attending to where often, and this is a really simple way, what has your intuition been guiding you towards of where to create more balance? Intuition, is the voice of your spirit, and it's energy. It's energy. And it doesn't speak in words, it speaks in vibration. And when we can even just start to be quiet, when we can start to even just reflect, when we can start to listen with our whole bodies, we can slow down and pay attention, often our intuition will tell us in very grounded terms, in the immediate, where our soul is pointing towards growth. So the question also is, are you noticing that? Are you taking action on that? Or are we just burying it? which this eclipse energy will bring to right into focus. So for example, I am thinking of a client of mine. She has been in the music industry for a very, very long time and has worked as a manager, has been incredibly dedicated, is incredibly successful. And for years and years and years, she has said, Sonia, there's just some inkling within me that I love my work, I love my service, but at the same time, I'm not satisfied. And here's the thing, her intuitive guidance, that is guidance. Now, for her, she wasn't ready to act on it. And she'd acknowledge it. That's my intuition. My spirit says this, but if I'm completely honest, I'm not ready to recalibrate my life. Well, lo and behold, she gives me a call today and she's like, you know what? I'm ready and I'm starting to take action and I want to actually pivot towards something that's music adjacent, but that actually works with my natural tools as a healer, as a facilitator, as a businesswoman, as somebody who has all of this knowledge and guidance and wisdom to be of service in this industry in a whole new way. Because if I'm really honest, my life is imbalanced and it's not feeling good. So instead of getting hung up on the who, what, where, why, what, she quieted her mind, heard her intuition, and even just took action by starting to apply to different schools. The balance. Karma, I am making decisions. I am making decisions grounded in the present moment that will then blossom. Now, when we're talking again about these imbalances, and just check in with yourself, just check in. Where am I out of balance? Where am I out of harmony? Am I really in my left brain of reason, thinking, being critical? Am I into boundaries? And is it really just this place that is my rational thought that's the driver? Well, this eclipse energy might say, okay, that's a beautiful tool, but we are too far. And that same place of karma, we can think of even the scales of justice that start to bring things back into balance. So we might notice that some of that rational thought, especially if we rationalize your emotions, we rationalize your intuition, all of a sudden, it's almost like a little dam where it's ooh, we're coming back into a new balancing. I'm starting to trust these different promptings. I'm starting to really bring into the left and right brain some harmony. Now, imagine you're the other side. If you're really right brain, really intuitive, really deep feeling, really, really in this place of having no boundaries and in this limitless, this energy and this energy, this eclipse this karma of those scales of justice will start to write of, okay, now we're going to start to bring in that left brain. We're going to start to use some reason, some grounding, some boundaries as part of our karma, our lesson, where our soul and spirit is asking us to grow. And that is a simple question that you can just even ask yourself. And instead, karma, again, can be a heavy word. What has your spirit, what has it been pointing you to grow with your soul? Our soul is what contains all of the history of our human experiences, all of our different past lives, all of the different things in this lifetime. But we come and incarnate to grow, to learn, to do something different. What is one way that your intuition, your spirit has been pointing you to in the immediate that has been pointing you towards growth, towards balance, towards those balancing of that karma, of asking you to step into action? And this is a very simple question. A lot of times we talk about intuition, people are like, oh my goodness, this and that, this and that. In the immediate, what is something that your body has been telling you that you've been ignoring? What is one simple thing? What's one way that your guides, that your angels, that all of the ways that your intuition has been pointing you to, that might be shoving it in your face with a song, a dance, a this, a that, a phone call, of all these things? Start to notice the subtle. Start to notice the subtle and start to bring these two parts into balance. If you find yourself really in your head and really, really, really in your intellect, take time, pause, be in your feeling body, be in your imagination. Be in your feeling nature. If you're on the other side, if you're really intuitive, if you're really sensitive, if you've been solid or permeating as the water, okay, then let's bring into balance our left-hand side, our reason, our ration that helps to create boundaries and containers for these to flourish. And recognize that our karma, in the most simple way, is what is your decision today? Because that is action, whether you take it or not. Whether you take it or not. So use this energy to bring to consciousness, and remember, like, it's not just you. These eclipse seasons, these things are really helping us to grow as a collective. So simple, slow down, pay attention to your intuition. Notice where you're out of balance. Notice where you're out of harmony. First, the relationship with yourself, with your friends, with your family, and work. And what is it that you want to call in? Like I said, this is a beautiful time to set your seeds and plant your manifestation. So what would you love to create next in the immediate? And I would encourage you to also look in this arena. So I hope you liked this little eclipse forecast, this energy forecast, because I know I'm not alone when it feels hot in here. But that heat, again, is something that we need because it's a catalyst for change, and things are always in motion and always changing. So know that you have the support of your guides, your angels, your spirit, your intuition, the people around you. You have support from the X plane, the Y plane. So ask, show up, notice, and trust yourself, trust your spirit, trust the present moment, and dive in. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave me a comment. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Check out all of my freebies. I do intuitive readings, mentoring. I've got a podcast. I've got all sorts of beautiful resources and ways to support you. So it's getting hot in here. So pick up all your clothes. No, maybe that's fun. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.